Okay, I think I might be live. This is Dr. Mary Barbera. If you are here, welcome. Um, I have not gone live for a long time, at least not to this page. So thank you for joining me. Again, I am Dr. Mary Barbera, and I am thrilled to be here on April 1st. It is Autism Awareness, Acceptance, Action Month, however you want to call it. It's Autism Month and it's April. And I am here to make a couple announcements. I'm here to answer any autism questions you may have. I think I might have a one of my program director here in the comments. Hopefully, if you are trying to ask me a question, either I'll see it or she'll see it. Like I said, I've been wanting to go live for a while, and it just hasn't really happened. So, okay, so if you are here, if you're comfortable, tell me who you are, where you're viewing from. If you have any questions related to autism or child development or problem behavior or anything like that, I am here to answer your questions. Okay, so I do see some, let me see if I see comments. I don't see comments yet, but anybody here? Okay, so might not be able to take your questions if I can't see the comments, but for those of you that are a subscriber to my YouTube channel, I received a 100,000 subscriber plaque a few months back. And if you're one of the 116,000 subscribers to my YouTube channel, thank you for that. If you are not yet, and if you're just catching me live here, so I am a parent of a son with autism. He's 25 years old. He has moderate to severe autism. He has intellectual disability. His language ability is that of a toddler. He needs 24/7 supervision. So that's my personal journey, and he's a blessing to us, to our family, to the world, because he really taught me so much about autism, about delays, and how to teach kids, and how to prompt, and how to really work on the goals of safety, independence, and happiness, which are my big three. So if you are not on my Facebook page, that you can get to at marybarbera.com/Facebook. If you are not a YouTube subscriber, you can get there, marybarbera.com/YouTube. And if you can catch me live, I do plan to do more lives now that I think the system is working. So if you want to catch me live on either of those places, become a subscriber, like the channel. And it's not just about lives. We post every single day on Facebook. We post a few times a week on YouTube. I have a Is It Speech Delay or Autism video blog on YouTube that has more than 1 million views. So it's quite popular. Okay, so we have some comments. Excellent. Okay, so Jess is from Ohio, and we have Daniela from Texas, watching from the Philippines. Awesome. Jamaica. Awesome. I was in Jamaica many decades ago. It was very fun there. I have a question about how do you start potty training? Excellent. I'll answer that in a second. We have UK, New Jersey. Rachel's here, and she is the program director, so she can also answer questions on my behalf. All right, awesome. And then, let's see. All right, and then we have a question. I have an autistic child in class. He's very aggressive in class. He no longer wants to learn anything, and I've tried positive reinforcement. It's not working. Is there anything I can do as a teacher or any medical intervention? Okay, so, and we have somebody from Connecticut. Thanks for chiming in and making this a little bit more interactive. It took me literally like 45 minutes to come on live. So I appreciate the positive reinforcement that is part of you connecting with me. We also have a bunch of people from Ohio, somebody from Italy. Excellent. We have people that have purchased my online courses from over 90 countries, which is amazing. So love to hear from all of you because, this is what I do all day long. I am producing videos and podcasts, and I have the Turn Autism Around podcast, Turn Autism Around channel, and my Turn Autism Around book, which came out 1 year ago, 2 days ago. So it's only 1 year old. And one of my announcements today, before I answer some questions, and if you're joining us, you can put your questions in the comments and maybe I'll get to them. But one of my announcements, my big announcements, is that my Turn Autism Around book has been, since 1 year ago, has been in hardcover, really nice. Has been in hardcover, has been on Audible with me reading it, which was super fun, and it's on Kindle. That's what's been going on for a year, and now I am going to show you this huge box, which I was going to have it up here, and it's just really heavy. So it's a big box, and I have a feeling, because it says Turn Autism Around on the outside, that what's in here are some paperback books for me to, have and give to people. I am not in the business of shipping books myself to people, but I do personally give them to people that I know. So, as predicted, the paperback version and many, many copies of that are in this little box. So it is now available in paperback. Right now on Amazon in paperback and on hardcover, it is $17.89. I have a suspicion that the hard copy is going to go up in price now that we have a paperback version. Same content, exactly the same. So Amazon is a great place to buy it. It is in Barnes and Noble stores. You can request it at libraries. You can request it at Barnes and Noble or any other bookstore around the world. It's global. There are also several translated languages that it's going to come out in. Spanish, for instance, is going to come out in Spanish in May of 2022. It's going to come out in Chinese. There's just several other languages. My first book has The Verbal Behavior Approach was published in 2007. That's available in like 15 languages. Okay. So let me talk about the book quickly because the two questions I got so far, potty training and aggression, are both covered in the book. And so let me, while I answer questions and talk about the book, let me see if I can do this fancy thing with this graphic. Yes, I can. So you can actually, after you're done listening, you can go on turnautismaround.com and you can sign up for the free bonuses, the book bonuses. And it will allow you to actually read the first chapter of the book for free and listen to me reading the second chapter. And it also, on that page, turnautismaround.com, gives you all the places you can order the books. If you want bulk, a box of books to give out. Like I just interviewed Dr. Cheryl Tierney Avis for my podcast. She's a developmental pediatrician. I interviewed her once before, and now I just interviewed her this week. And she bought a box of 100 books. She got a grant. She bought 100 Turn Autism Around books. She gives it out to her patients. She also puts the book right directly as a resource right in every report for every child that's diagnosed or even not diagnosed with autism, which is pretty amazing. She just told me that she puts it in the actual report. That's how much she backs everything that's in the book. So if you've never heard about the book, people, some people say, what do you mean turn autism around? So Turn Autism Around I got because I was trying to start my podcast, and I took a how to podcast course, and I was directed to kind of play around with 3 words that would go together that, whatever topic you were doing the podcast on would be in those 3 words. And so I came up with Turn Autism Around. And it's now actually, I have the URL, turnautismaround.com, and it's a registered trademark now, those 3 words. But, a lot of people are like, what do you mean turn autism around? That's, I don't want my autism turned around. And there is, if you've been in the autism world for any length of time, there is quite the divide. And there are some people that consider autism to be a gift, just a little difference. And I know as a registered nurse, as a behavior analyst, as a mom, as an advocate, that there are a lot of children and adults that with significant needs, with autism, with significant delays in all areas, in some areas, that need lifelong care. I'm living it, So while I believe Lucas, my son, is an absolute gift and treasure, his autism to me is not a gift. It's a challenge. And so my book is really focused. The subtitle is An Action Guide for Parents of Young Children with Early Signs of Autism. So it really is written for the parents of 1 to 5-year-olds who are on waiting lists, who are concerned, who maybe just their child is going to just have a speech delay. Maybe it's going to turn into something more. Maybe it's part speech delay, part COVID isolation, and you're really confused. It doesn't really matter. All these techniques work. They're all positive, child-friendly approaches to increase talking, decrease tantrums, work on eating, sleeping, potty training, safety issues, going to the doctor's, dentist, haircuts without a fuss. It's not just for parents, for grandparents, it's for early intervention professionals, and it's for parents of older kids who might be 8 or 15 or even 25 who still struggle with eating, sleeping, toilet training, language, problem behaviors. So there is, for the first question on potty training, there is a whole section, a whole chapter on potty training. I also have blogs and podcasts. I have a free potty guide, marybarbera.com/potty. Get a free potty guide. Get you started right away for free. Buy the book. Read the chapters. I mean, I would prefer you read the whole book, chapters in order, but if potty training is really your number 1 problem, you can hop to that. In terms of aggression, there's a whole chapter 6 on problem behaviors. I've also done a lot of podcasts and blogs, so you can always search Mary Autism plus your topic, and you will find a lot of free information. I also have a brand new, like I'm talking hot off the press this week. We just announced it. It's called the No More Timeout mini course. And it's not just for, not timeout. It's for any child that has aggression or screaming or anything where you're threatening your child, like we're going to have to leave the party, you can't do that. If you do that one more time, I'm going to take away, those are all threats and punishment. If you're doing that, whether you're a parent or professional, I get it, but we really have to turn that around. And so purchasing the mini course would actually be a very good idea. It's only $47 at this point. The regular price is $97. So it's only an hour and a half. It's very quick, and it's broken down into 6 little chunks. You can get through it. How many of us binge watch shows on TV, and you can get through an hour and a half pretty quickly, right? And it could literally change everything about how you parent, how you teach, how you are a caregiver. Okay, so I know that was kind of long-winded, but let me get back to our questions now. So nomoretimeout.com for the information about purchasing the No More Timeout course, turnautismaround.com for the free bonuses, and then you can always search Mary Autism plus your topic, and I bet you I have an answer. Here's another question. How's the best way to stop a temper tantrum? It's all in the mini course, all in chapter 6 of my book, and all, you can search and find some steps. But the key is to spend 95% of your time preventing and to focus on the behaviors you want, not the behaviors you don't want. So my full courses are still, have been, and still what I would recommend to my best friend or to any of you who are struggling, parents, professionals, to take my full online courses. It's literally life-changing. So I'm just kind of trying different ways to reach people because I know I have a 4-step proven approach that works for all kids, whether you have a diagnosis of autism or not. And I just want to get the word out. And so I'm happy that a lot of you are here. And if you're listening to the replay, welcome to you as well. My toddler, who's 2, is having trouble hitting others when frustrated or when wanting what other children has. How do I stop that? The nomoretimeout.com, the mini course would be perfect. I have a 3-year-old son, is nonverbal. I know what I want him to learn to speak. The full toddler course. So if you want to learn more about my courses, go to marybarbera.com/workshop. My daughter is 5. I want to know if she needs special education or ABA and speech therapy with normal school. So that really depends on not just the age of the child, but their ability level, where you live, what's available. I did do a video blog that's really good on home versus school, ABA. I am a board certified behavior analyst, so I do believe that kids can really benefit from ABA, but not all ABA is created equal. And my approach is child friendly. So, she's 5, you don't know whether to send her special ed or ABA or what she needs. My thought would be take my online course, and you will then know how to teach your child, how to be her best teacher and advocate for life. And you will know how to select providers, therapy centers, schools, how to advocate at IEP meetings. We cover it all in our course and community. How do I stop my 9-year-old from breaking things in the house, playing with poop, and being aggressive when told not to do something? Again, all of these questions, I'm really proud of the No More Timeout course. You have to turn the whole thing around together. So whenever anybody asks me a question like, how do I stop X, Y, and Z from happening? The real answer is you have to start with an assessment, not just of the bad behaviors, but of the good behaviors. So in my book and in my courses, I talk about a 1-page assessment and a 1-page plan, and I walk you through that step by step. All right. Saying thank you so much for all of your hard work. Your book has meant the world to me to navigate and communicate with my special little one. Awesome. That is so nice. That's smiling is contagious. I love your name that you go by here. And if you have read the book or have taken my courses and you have had success, I would love if you would fill out a success story survey, marybarbera.com/success. Let me know. I would love to hear about it. All right. And also, as Rachel's saying, if you've read the book, I would totally love it if you would go on Amazon, search Turn Autism Around, scroll all the way down, mark the good reviews as helpful, write your own review. It really does make a difference to support the work and get it out there to others. My son is 6. He doesn't talk at all, not even a single word. Will he ever talk? I don't know, but if you take the online workshop and take my online course, read my book, there are proven methods to teach kids to talk. And if they, for whatever reason, they can't talk vocally, there are other ways to communicate, and we also cover those ways. Tiffany said, thank you, Mary. Your shoebox program helped my 3-year-old start talking, and now he's able to express his needs. Yay. He's still delayed, but I am so thankful that he's able to express his needs. He's still delayed, and I'm thankful that his days are getting better because his needs are being met. Awesome. Well, Tiffany, if you haven't done my online courses, the shoebox is a powerful tool, but I have tons more powerful tools, and it really is life-changing for many, many people. From Honduras, how can I help my grandson to eat other foods? He eats only sandwiches and 3 types of foods. Yeah, so in my book, in my courses, I have a whole chapter in my book, chapter 10 on feeding. And one of the really great things in the free book resources, which you can get right at turnautismaround.com, in chapter 10, so you can get all the free resources. You can read the first 2 chapters, and then you can scroll all the way down to chapter 10, and you can get, I'm going to tell you this, which is awesome. On page 155, and this is in the free downloads, you can get this food list form. You can get the blank one and the sample one. And since nobody can really see that, let me see if I can just show you, because I think this is such a great question, and I have a really powerful way to get kids to expand their diet and be less picky. Now, I will say, feeding is complicated. Anything I say here, everything is complicated. This is all for informational purposes only. This is not any, I'm not giving you advice. This is just to help generally information. I can't say things as a registered nurse or a behavior analyst because I don't know anything about your child. But in general, the way to get less picky eating is to following this form in chapter 10 on the free book resources, and in the book is to do an easy, you can just do this on a piece of paper, easy, medium is in the middle, and difficult. And what you want to do, oh geez, I'm really making a mess today. I'm a little out of practice with going live. I can't really see that either. Okay, so easy, medium, and difficult. And so in the easy columns, you would write he eats these three types of food. So whether that's applesauce, whether that's corn chips, whether that's sandwiches you said he eats. So specifically, what kind of sandwiches does he eat? What kind of bread? If it doesn't matter, then easy is just sandwiches. He'll eat any sandwiches. But I have a feeling if he's only eating sandwiches and three types of food, he's probably picky about which sandwiches. So which are easy, which you can get them to eat morning, noon, and night, no problem. Which are difficult, and you can put drinks in this too, medium, and which are difficult. And then you want to stop the grazing, have him sit down to eat, feed him easy foods, maybe slip in some medium foods, because he's going to be hungrier if you're not allowing calorie-dense drinks and other foods snacking through the day. So that's just one tip. It's in the book, in my courses, in actually the free downloads that you can get at turnautismaround.com. Okay, my son has just been diagnosed with moderate autism, and it's so hard to get him to use the potty. Whenever he wants to poop, he will run off. Yeah, so it has to be a comprehensive approach, and the fact that maybe he's peeing on the potty is great. And don't just focus on potty, because there's things that are kind of prerequisite, go hand in hand with potty, like pulling pants up and down, washing hands, wiping. These are all steps that if you teach going to the bathroom without hand washing, pulling up and down pants. You know, some kids strip down and then they poop and then they're running all over the place without pants on, without wiping. And obviously that's a problem. Rachel's posting too. We have a really good podcast episode with Dr. Keith Williams on feeding, who's an internationally renowned researcher on the area of feeding. He's a behavior analyst too. That's podcast 95, marybarbera.com/95. Jess says, I've been talking to my son's therapist with our board of directors about your book. She's going to read it. Highly recommend. Awesome. Alicia said, my son is 2, autism level 2. He's starting school in a few weeks. Changes are really hard for him. How can I help him? We are potty training too. I would really hope that the school would coordinate with you. There would be a transition period where maybe he doesn't go the full day. I really work with them and try to get communication back and forth so that they know if there's problems at home. Hopefully they would do some home help as well. Hopefully you could see what's happening. It's a scary time, especially with COVID, where kids are just being plucked out of the car and screaming. Like, that's traumatic. So, yeah. My son is in public school with lots of pullouts, cries every day, leaves after 2.5 hours and goes to ABA therapy for more intense therapy and loves going there. Why is this? Is it because public school is academic based and ABA therapy is through a play approach? Currently watching you before his IEP meeting. I'm arguing that he deserves full-time as a nonverbal child. Also, I should mention, not a behavioral child. Have your book. Love you. Also, he's 3 and definitely is ready for potty training, but he freaks out putting any underwear on or even a pull-up. He thrives on the feelings of his diapers. So I don't know if you have time, like literally is your IEP meeting like today, but if you have time, I did a podcast interview recently with Amanda and Kirby. That's excellent. They're IEP coaches. But I would really, I know your goal is inclusion. He deserves to be included, but he needs dense reinforcement, which is why ABA is working and school is not. He needs a lot of support. And if he's delayed even by a year, say he's 3, but he's functioning at an 18-month-old for language, and then you put him in a 3-year-old typical preschool where they're told to stand in line, keep their hands to themselves, go get their red folders, sit on the carpet, wait, listen to books that are too hard, too difficult. It's just not a good environment. So personally, like for Lucas, he went to typical preschool when he was a toddler before he had diagnosis. He stayed back into that same 2-year-old class, even though he had turned 3. He went with a support aide who was also coming home with me to do therapy. So give him the support he needs now for hopefully in a year or two he'll be able to be included without that constant need for very dense reinforcement. So somebody had a shirt on once, I have autism, and on the back said, don't waste my time. I wouldn't push for too much inclusion, because with too much inclusion without support, you get a frustrated child. And he's showing you by his crying that this ABA in that situation is working better, is providing, whenever you get problem behaviors, kid, adult, autism, no autism, problem behavior, demands are too high, reinforcement is too low. You got to switch up. So I would really encourage you to join my online course and community as well, because only then will you really be able to advocate and learn exactly what your son needs. Because we don't tell you what your son needs when you join our course and community. We teach you how to do the 1-page assessment, do the plan, coordinate. I also have like 4 hot seats on my podcast that might really help too, where we take the book, we take the 1-page assessment, the 1-page plan, and I basically go through some of the things that people might be missing. So Sandra said $25 on Amazon on Autism for paperback and $34 for hard copy. You must not be in the United States, because the free book resources are at turnautismaround.com. But what I see on my Amazon right now is $17.89 for paperback and for hardcover too. My client is screaming a lot, especially when he listens to something unusual like police siren or unfamiliar noise. Yeah, a lot of kids are sensitive with noises. My son wears a lot of headphones because of the sensory differences. How do you know if it's nonverbal versus aphasia? I think she means aphasia. It's not spelled the way I would spell it. But apraxia, maybe you're trying to say. I have a video podcast with a apraxia expert, and basically she said, and I agree, that it doesn't really matter. A lot of our kids have apraxia or signs of apraxia, and the therapy is the same. Even if you have a child with just speech delays or just early signs of possible autism, that's really what I'm after here with my book. Is it doesn't matter if they are not speaking or not speaking up to what they should be speaking. These techniques are all child-friendly, positive, can't go wrong with learning more. Maria's here. She's been in our community for a long time. Okay. From Romania. Please help me what I can do with my 6-year-old boy with anxiety, cannot walk on the street without being afraid by people. As far as I know, test diagnosed at 12 and medication after, a diagnosis can be made after 12 years old and medication for anxiety. I would say if their child has extreme fear, I mean, if you're in the United States, you can get a diagnosis of anxiety and get medication a lot earlier than 12 years old. But I realize there's people from other countries. There is a good chapter 13 in my book, on desensitization to doctors, dentists, haircuts. It's almost like phobias, when you get really fearful of leaving the house. So it's also desensitization techniques, which I talk about in chapter 13. I talk about in my courses. I have a bonus video on that within my courses. These are, as you can see from just me reading a few of them, these are very complex questions. And there's no, oh, just do this and everything will be better. Obviously, this is complex, and it is, all of these answers are just kind of like, you need to learn more. And I know everybody out there is overwhelmed and stressed, and you just want me to tell you exactly what to do. Unfortunately, it's going to take some work to turn things around, to make you less stressed, to have your child be as safe as possible, as independent as possible, as happy as possible. How can we get our nearly 3-year-old, currently nonverbal daughter more interested, engaged, watching, playing with us? She's very affectionate, but in her own world, it's hard to get her attention. Again, I know I keep saying this, but attend a free workshop, marybarbera.com/workshop. You'll get invited to the workshop right after you download the free bonuses for the book. You really need to learn. You know, we have a whole module on assessment where we walk you through exactly how to assess. We have a whole module on gaining that joint attention, gaining her interest, reinforcers, you know, seeing which reinforcers work, which ones don't. There's just so many things. So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to scoot. I've been on here for, it looks like about 35 minutes. So I appreciate everybody hanging on. I think if this was helpful, maybe we'll do it again early next week. I can keep the momentum going. Couple just summary points. My book, Turn Autism Around, is available now in paperback, hardcover, Audible, and Kindle. If you've read it, if you've read part of it and loved it, please write a review, share information, share this video if you're watching and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna, I need to tell my child's teacher or my friends about this approach, about Mary Barbera. Whatever you can do to help me spread the word, awesome. I also have the No More Timeout mini course, nomoretimeout.com. You can always search Mary Autism plus whatever you're struggling with. I probably have a free video or a resource. You can get all of the free downloads for the book at turnautismaround.com. And make sure you subscribe to my Facebook, marybarbera.com/Facebook, my YouTube channel, marybarbera.com/YouTube, my Instagram channel, /Instagram, Pinterest. I'm everywhere, but I'm really on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers, on Facebook, nearing about 50,000 followers. My book, Turn Autism Around, has been a bestseller in a number of categories. Right now, the paperback version has been a #1 bestseller in the pediatric world. So help me get the word out. Read the book. If you're having success, let me know about it. I'd love to hear about it. And have a great day. Happy Autism Awareness Month, if you want to call it Acceptance Month, Action Month. Autism is a wide spectrum. It is not a death sentence. We can always help kids and adults and everybody listening to be happier, to be less stressed, to be more safe, more independent, and just more positive. So thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.